All right, we'll start with Jen Hale and then Todd Graffinini.
Coach, so many good things to talk about tonight. Let's start with your defense. You held the best three-point percentage team to just 31% tonight, and Paul George to single digits. How did you accomplish that?
I say the same thing every time. Our defense has gotten better. Our guys are playing harder. They're trusting each other a little bit more. But it's always a combination, right? It always is. You play better, and then they've got to miss shots. And they had some really makeable threes and missed them, particularly in the first half. And it allowed us to get out in front. So it's always both. But I thought our guys were into Paul George. I thought, Lonzo and Najee did a good job getting into him, didn't give him anything easy. I thought our bigs did a good job of being up on pick and rolls, not letting him come off and shoot the ball. I thought the defense was good, and we were fortunate. So that's usually what happens. I'll take it.
Absolutely. Billy Hernan-Gomez in your starting lineup, he just always seems ready when his number is called. It's so much fun to see the good guy have so much success. How would you describe his contribution tonight?
Well, he was tremendous, and he has done a great job of staying ready. But I think that's been one of the really good things with our team. I give the players a lot of credit, whether it's Billy, whether it's Najee Marshall, who didn't play for most of the year and then had to be ready, whether it's, Jackson Hayes had times where he didn't play, whether it's Winion Gabriel, who I thought was outstanding tonight in his minutes. Guys stay ready. So I give them a lot of credit. I also give our coaches a lot of credit. I mean, they're out there with those guys every day, playing before games, playing in the practice gym, working to keep those guys ready. Teresa Weatherspoon, Rex Walters, Beno Udrih, Corey Brewer, Darnell Lazar, those guys they're with those guys every day, not only coaching them, but encouraging them and everything else. And with their work and the players' work ethic, guys have stayed ready. We really haven't had to call on somebody this year and they weren't ready to play. So that's been a really, really good thing. And Billy's obviously been one that has stood out in that regard today after the game. Everybody was really happy for Winion because this was his first real, shot in an important game, and he came up big. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy for those players and really happy with our coaching staff keeping guys ready.
Coach, I want to go back to the defense again. And you said that, the Clippers missed some shots in the first half, and they did, but you did force 20 turnovers. You had 13 steals. There were deflections all over the place. It just seemed your guys were a step ahead as far as anticipation defensively.
Yeah, there's no question. We've been much more active defensively. We talked about it yesterday in the sense, coming off that tough loss with San Antonio, we talked about how much we gave them the numbers, how much our defense has improved. And, we've got to start taking care of the ball and things like that, because our defense has improved enough to be a good team. This team, the record hasn't showed it. I get that. I'll take ownership of that, but this team's gotten a lot better, even through the injuries we've had. We've become a pretty good basketball team and a pretty consistent team in terms of how we show up and play every night. I mean, you notice even the good teams, right? I mean, there's blowouts here and there. Like, we've been pretty consistent showing up and competing every night. This is a good group to coach.
There was a point in the second quarter where the Clippers got it down to 6. They were on a 16-6 run, and then your team showed a lot of poise and then ended the quarter on a 7-0 run. That really might have been the difference in the game, where they didn't allow the Clippers to really get into it.
No, I agree, Graf. I mean, that would have, they made their run, momentum was going their way, and then to take that lead back up at the half, it's just a different feel. And look, I'm fully aware they didn't have Kawhi Leonard, but over this 8-game stretch of which going into today, over which Kawhi missed 7 of those games, they were still the number 4 offense in the league in that stretch and the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league in that stretch. And they were 6-1 in the games Kawhi had missed. So this team as we played it, has been playing great. Obviously, Kawhi's a different story, but we're not whole either. So that's just the way this season has been. You know, you don't see very many games where both teams are whole.
Stan Bled had 18. Only one of his field goals was a three. Got to the free throw line 7 times. What do you think about the way he attacked the basket in this game?
Yeah, I just told him afterwards, Christian, like, I thought he was really, really aggressive, and I really liked that. You know, cuts, drives. I thought he was really aggressive attacking, and I thought that helped us a great deal. You know, their entire, as with most people, their entire game plan was Zion and Brandon, and these other guys have to take advantage, and he really did.
Yes, Stan, it seems like after every tough loss you guys have gone through this year, you've made a point of saying, hey, I don't expect our guys to get down. I don't expect our guys to, give up or anything like that. What is it about this group that's allowed them to bounce back the way they have, after these tough losses?
I mean, I just think it's a sign of their character, Will. I mean, it's a high character group that's been really resilient. I mean, we've been through a really tough few weeks here. I mean, you guys have watched them all. I mean, the 2 New York games, the Washington game, the Brooklyn game, the San Antonio game, where you're right there and playing well, and you're coming away with nothing, no reward for that or anything else. That's when you worry about teams. Are they just going to give in at some point? And we haven't. I mean, so I give this group a lot of credit. I mean, I'm proud of the way they come out and approach it from night to night, and they keep working to get better. And we were talking in the fourth quarter tonight, and we were talking about closing out the game, and I'm looking around, and I've got nobody over 23 sitting in the huddle when I'm talking about being a solid team and closing out the game. I'm like, wow, okay. Like, this isn't, like I said, a veteran, and I was kidding them at the end of the timeout. I said, a veteran group like this should be able to close this out. And it's been a great group, though, to coach. And I just hope, for my sake, obviously, I'm not saying I don't care. For my sake, too, I want to win. But for theirs, I mean, they deserve to have some success because they're going about it the right way.
So, Stan, on that note, I mean, does it kind of make you optimistic for as you go forward with this? Like, I know it's been a rough couple of weeks and the season's not over, et cetera, but like, does it leave you with a little bit of a sense of optimism that maybe, a lot of people probably don't have right now?
I just, you know what? I have a confidence that our group will come ready to play. They'll prepare themselves to play, and they'll go out and play. So, yeah, I mean, I think things, I'm looking forward to these next little less than 3 weeks going forward to see what we can do. Now it's, we know it's 8 out of 11 on the road, so not going to be easy, but I'm looking forward to it because to see what our group can do over these last 20 days here.
Thank you, Coach. We're all set.